What's up, guys? This is your boy Jason here at Not a Pro Gaming Channel. Just bringing you some tips to make some money in Gran Turismo 7. All right, so let's start this. All right, so here I'm on the track. This is a 30 minutes endurance race on 24 hours. The LMM's track. Prize money prize credits is 550. 550,000. The clean bonus you make around like 800. Yes. So with this one here, we all know, man. We all know that whenever they bring the updates, they have cars and stuff that you want to get, and let's fix that mic out of the way. Yeah, so we all know that whenever they release updates, that some people are struggling to get credits and stuff, and they don't have much credits going around in this game here. So sometimes you have to grind a little bit and do races over and over. So this is a good one. I mean, it takes a little time. It's not as quick as the Tokyo one. With the Tomahawk, but at least you still get the same amount of money and a little bit more time. So you can do this with the V6 Escadoo, but it has a little bit of tweaking to do with the settings to get it into the race. Or you can just go ahead, and if you have the Subaru race car, it has the same class as these cars, you can use that and use that car. The difference between the two is that the V6, the Escadoo, uses a lot more gas. So you have to run the whole race on lean. Also, too, the pit strategy is you will want to get a set of wet tires. Also, too, because it rains in this one. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I've done this race where it didn't rain; it just got overcast and it didn't rain. So then you have to do a little bit more in terms of like pit strategy. So we all know that when these updates come, you have to get money and stuff. And now they release an update where you can purchase the engine swaps and the special parts. So I know you guys are gonna need a lot of money to get your cars up to the the full potential of the cars. So this one here, so you will want to have a set of wet tires for this race, even if it doesn't rain or it does. So at least you have something to go on. Because when it starts, it usually rains around like it started getting overcast in lap 3, and when you're going into fourth lap, it's usually it starts raining on the pit side. So like it'll be overcast all here, going through lap 3, and once you get into the pit side on the other side, it starts raining. But usually I will just go ahead and pit in because I have to get gas anyway, so I have to get fuel anyways. So once I pit in for fuel, and if I see it starts raining, I will just switch to the wet tires. If it's not raining, then I switch to I just keep the same race cards on. And even though if it starts raining at a later lap, you can still pit in and change the tires, because the other AIs don't have the wet tires on or equipped, or they just run the race cards entire 30 minutes of the entire race. So if you watch the map on the top right hand corner of the of the top right hand corner of the screen, you will see like on the red square. I mean, you guys know how Gran Turismo is, but I'm the red square for those of you who don't know. I'm the red square. The blue ones are the AI. So like when it starts raining, you see start like losing traction and spinning like they hit the banana peel on Mario Kart 64. So it's always good to have the set of wet tires on. So you will do that and just race, and make sure that if you use the Escadoo, make sure you have the map set to boot, because I did forget at the beginning of the race and I use a quarter tank of gas. And you can see at the end of the race here that I will kind of like make an example, or show you an example of how fast this car uses or consumes the fuel once it's under power. And the reason why I like using this one versus these two is that it has the power to do. So if something happens, you can at least put halfway into the time. And you can see right there, I look back and the cars are right there, a couple seconds behind. And right now, this lap 3, you can see from the previous lap, it's a lot clearer skies than the previous lap. Now it's overcast. So right now, it's raining somewhere on the track. But when you get to the pit side, going into the 4th lap, it's raining. So you always want to kind of like test it out and see. Whenever I'm racing it always works out where I have to get fuel on the 3rd or 4th lap. So I will usually kind of gauge and see if it's raining. If it's not, then I put this tires on. If it's raining, I change to wet tires. So you can see that as I go on the track, like right now it's overcast, and also too, you will notice that when it's raining, it rains pretty heavily. It will rain for like 1 lap, but it downpours a lot, so it like drenches the tarmac pretty bad, and it's a lot of water on the track. So it rains usually for 1 lap, and I usually keep the wet tires on. At that point, I finish the race with the wet tires on, and usually the cars will take a race line, and that part of the track will dry out faster than the other part. So usually, the wet tires don't do well on the dry tarmac. They wear out considerably a lot faster. So what I do is usually on the straights and park efficiently, usually will keep on the wet part of the track, keep the tires cool, so that way it doesn't consume tires a lot faster. So I would drive when I get in the corners, and I would take the race line, and when I get into the straights, I would keep it on like where am I right now, and I'll keep it on that. I will use the water gauge next to the tire rear gauge, and try to keep it at least above the first mark. Keep the tires cool, so that way it doesn't use out the tires. And I mean, you can pit in if you want to change tires, because even when it does rain, you get a good considerable in front of the first, the second place AI, second place car. So you can choose to go get the race cars if you want, but I think you're just wasting time at that point. So you can just finish off, and plus, yeah, you can do it if you want, but for me, I just finish it off with the wet tires. I usually just stay on the wet side of the track and keep the tires cool. That way, at least I have a little bit of traction going in. And so, I mean, and it's just, if you use it's just like 7 laps tops you do with this race here. So you can see I'm in the 3rd lap, going to the 4th lap, and once you see me pit in, you'll see that it will be raining. Another thing, guys, let me know, because right now I'm kind of confused on how it is. I don't know if it's just the position of my race team, if we are like all the way to the front of the pit. That's why like I take a long time to get, because sometimes I even think it's like, oh, I get a penalty for driving it too fast into the pit, or sometimes I like right now I slow down because I was trying to figure out like why is it happening, but I'm thinking it's just because I'm way up ahead. And that's why you can see it starts to rain now. You can see it's raining now. So another thing too is that Gran Turismo, like at least put some treads on the wet tires, because sometimes I go into the race and I click the wet tires and I don't even know. Sometimes it fools me because like right now it looks like slicks, racing slicks. So I know the wet tires have the grooves for the water, but I don't know if they didn't put that in or what. It's just me. I'm just paying attention to detail, but like it looks like slick tires. Because like when I was playing this here, I was like, oh man, I choose the wrong set of tires because it looks like slicks. So yeah, make sure you get your fuel up because you will need it. I mean, even though you can still fuel, but you can see how hard it's raining right now. You can see the wind gusts and everything. So it comes down pretty hard. So yeah, so all these other cars, they do have they're still on the race cart. So you guys gotta, once you have the wet tires on, you get a decent size gap between the second place car and you. So just pay attention to the map on the top right corner of the map, the screen. I did overshoot it here, but yeah, you will see like the blue squares just be spinning, and they won't be able to, drive at full potential of the car, because they have the slicks on. So they will be spinning out, like I said, like the banana peel in Mario Kart 64. So you can see here they will be driving a little bit. They will be driving considerably slow because they don't have traction. They'll be spinning out and stuff. So like you can see the amount of speed I gain just by switching to wet tires. Watch out for the penalties. I don't know I got a penalty there, but the penalties are strong in this mode here. So yeah, so you can see like Wednesday tap turn here, but you can see second place guys spun out. And the other guy, you can see third place or something spun out. This triangle is spinning. That's the lead you get. So like right now it kind of stopped. I think it stopped raining, but the tarmac is pretty drenched. So I think like lap between 6 and 7 it'll be dry. So usually I will stay on this side of the road here because usually no cars usually pass here. So I will be on like either side of the road trying to keep the tires cool. So that way, I don't have. At least I have some traction with the tires driving. So I usually finish off the race with the wet tires on. So that's I mean, with the clean bonus and everything, you get you can make like over $1 million in about like an hour. So so you can make like over $1 million in about an hour, and you can do this race. And I usually just whenever there's like an update and there's some cars, I usually do it like 2 times. Get $1 million, buy the car that I want, and then now everything is just on the same level with on the multiplayer, because now they allow people to buy the swaps, and they allow people to buy the special parts. Not everybody's gonna have the same amount of power. It just comes down to tuning, So now, yeah, so it's a little bit. I didn't really think on that strategy. I think they could have at least make the tickets drop a little bit more often, or have like they already have an engine ticket, an engine swap ticket. They could have just let the ticket drop more often, and that way people get the swaps, and let the special tickets drop more often, so that way at least people get a chance to. Yeah, now everybody has the to go pay credits to get it. No, everybody has this, the special parts and the special turbo and the special cams, special this to unlock the full potential of the car and the swaps and all that stuff. So no, I'm sure the multiplayer is saturated with people with swaps and saturated with people with special parts in the car. So now you don't have, you can't be, you can have like a little edge, like when people go racing, they have an edge on the road with particular parts. So like now, before they had this, I had a Chiron, and what made me buy the Chiron, because I got the special turbo kit for the Chiron, and that's what made me purchase a Chiron, because I got it before I got the car. So like my Chiron had an edge on certain cars because I had the highest turbo kit you can get, and obviously there's other people with faster cars and stuff that will do with the beating and all that stuff, the tuning and all that stuff. So I think what they should have done is at least make the tickets drop more often, the special parts and the engine swaps, make it drop more often. That's all they should have done, instead of making it purchase, making it available to purchase in the tuning shop and the rest in the oil change shop and the auto shop and all that stuff. Alright, so yeah, so you can see right now, this is the 5th lap here, and the rain has subsided, stopped raining, and you can see some of the tarmac is drying off because the other cars are driving on the same, as the cars go on the same path all the time, it kind of dries off the track. So that's what happens. So that started happening around like lap 6, 7, and I mean you can still drive with it. I mean the wet tires should last you about like a lap or even less than a lap, somewhere around there. But I just don't want it to go all the way to the red, because then it wouldn't have traction. So yeah, so you're seeing like now I'm looking back to kind of see if there's considerably amount in this, and you could also like the water gauge inside once it's high, at least halfway up or above that first mark. You could, once it goes completely down to nothing, then you will be using a lot more of your wet tires up. It will go considerably fast. Because I have had this mistake where I made a mistake where not made a mistake, but I made a mistake, not a mistake, but I made a decision to change the tires one time. It didn't rain in the 3rd lap, into the 3rd into 4th lap, and I changed the wet tires, and all it was just overcast. It didn't rain, so it got me there. So you gotta pay attention to the weather. And when you pit in and your surroundings, because sometimes it doesn't rain, you just get overcast. It'll just be like this for the remaining of the race. So I have 8 minutes to go, and you can see the track is drying out a little bit in certain areas of the track, and my tires are wearing out because obviously once the track dries out, the tires will go a lot faster than the wet tires do. They don't like the dry tarmac. It leaks out the tires pretty fast. And you can see the distance of the lead I have between the first, oh well, not the first, I am the first. You can see the distance I have between me and the 2nd placed car. So once it starts drying off, and once it starts drying off, you can see that you can pit in and get the results. But like right now, it's going into lap 6, and the track is still wet. So that's why I will advise you guys to just keep the wet tires on. But yeah, that right there is the reason why I think they should just make the tickets drop more. The tickets for the engine and the special parts drop a little bit more, or just have well, already I don't know if they have a special parts tickets only, but they already have an engine ticket only. They should just have, like, if they don't have a special part ticket, they should just make a ticket specially made for that. So it drops only special parts for different, you know, manufacturers and different cars. Now everybody has everybody has a you know, a 14 or 1700 horsepower Chiron, and everybody has a 9,000 horsepower R34. So you see right now it's dry right now. So it's Clear Skies is drying out the tracks between lap 6, 7. Dry here. So what I do is I kind of look back and see if there's water, and I will stay on this side of the track, keep the tires cool because that's what I want to do, and to keep the tires from wearing out because they still have a little bit more time to go. And I usually will come in and just take the line in the corners and get back to the wet side of the track as soon as possible. Every now and then I will just kind of look back to kind of see if there's water, you know, a mist going up. So you know, I mean, you can also watch the rain gauge, the water gauge. Yeah, so that's because if you, I mean, with the lead you have, you can still finish off the game with some, you know, worn out wet tires, and you still have a good lead. Even sometimes here you'll see me slow down, and also too, I usually will granny shift into like the high gear to save fuel. So I would just kind of like try to stretch out the fuel here. This is like ending up of the 6th lap. Yeah, so that's what I was doing here. Just kind of like again high gear, granny shift up the 2nd, granny shift the 3rd, granny shift the 4th, and then I don't want to go too much of a high gear because then it would just be lagging out, but it would be a lot laggy. But I just keep it in 5th, and because the gears are tall too, so you know, we'll just keep it in 5th, keep it going at 100 miles an hour, trying to save that fuel. 37%, 1.5 remaining laps from the amount of fuel I have. That's what it says. And I got 4 more minutes to go. And also too, if you have the wet tires on, you just have to make sure you I mean, some places you just can't help but drive on the dry part, but if you can help it, just kind of keep the tires cool so it doesn't use out the tires. Or you can just pit in and get some fuel and fly down the track. Get some fuel, put the power on power, put the fuel map on power, and the fuel map 1, and get some fuel and change the tires and wall out. You can do that if you want. So yeah, so that's the race in a nutshell. I mean, you know, if you want to do it, you can do it that way and get money. If you want to use the Escadoo, let me know in the comments. If you want to use the Escadoo, I will, you know, put a video out with the settings. You can also do it with the Subaru race car. I don't think you need any settings to do with that. It's the same class of these cars, so You can just have an edge on getting with the with the wet tires. If you want to put a little bit of extra mods and spend money on it, you can mod it. It will still be within the PP points that are getting into here. So yeah, got 2 more minutes to go. And comment on in the comments. Let me know, if you guys are okay with the new Spider-Man game coming out. If you guys want to get the collector's edition or what, let me know in the comments on what if you're going to get the regular one, the deluxe, or the collector's. I know I'm going to get the collector's one because I am a collector. So even with the Gran Turismo 7, I got the 40th or the 50th or whatever anniversary edition. So I'm a collector at heart. Certain games I will splurge a little bit in because I like them. But the only game I didn't really splurge this year was Street Fighter 6 because I just didn't like what they put in there, man. I had the 5. I got the special edition and it had a nice, decent sized statue of Ryu. You know what I mean? But this time they got you like half the size. They give you 2 statues. It's like less than probably like half a ruler, and then they give you some diorama thing to put in to make it look like they're fighting on the stage. It's just the way how these the game manufacturers do it now is you getting less and less for what they want to be paid for. So comment in the bottom, let me know what games you guys like, what you like to see, playing here, what you like to see on the channel. Also to comment on below, as I said, what version of Spider-Man 2 you guys want to get. You guys I want to know what you think about digital collector's edition. What do you guys think about I think it's gonna be like 229, 230. As of this video, it's probably gonna be live on pre-order tonight on PlayStation Direct.